We're all set for the big Champions Trophy finals clash. But just before that clash between India and New Zealand, why was there so much of outrage about Rohit Sharma's fitness levels? With me in our studios is well-known cricket commentator, expert, and our very dear friend, our very own Indraneil Basu. Great to have you with us in the studio.
Pleasure, sir.
So, Indraneil, if I was to be politically incorrect, how do you look at yourself? Are you fat? Are you bulky? Are you fit?
This is fire in the belly, straight away, I'll tell you, because you need that little fat to fight out there. You need fire gives you energy, right? I mean, this energy, and energy is fat, right? Fat gives you energy. Fire, fat, I don't make much of a difference. I don't feel the difference. As long as it's not bothering me, as long as I still can play cricket in 50s or rather.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I hope no one checks my birth certificate. But yeah, I'm talking about, look at MS Dhoni. I mean, is he slim? I think he looks like a rock star. I mean,
but I want to go deep into this story because there's something about this entire fracas around Rohit Sharma. And we saw him playing against Australia the other night in the semi-finals. He was hitting the ball as cleanly as we've seen him in a long, long time. He has been known to be the hitman Rohit Sharma. But is there some correlation between Rohit Sharma getting us those quick 15s and 20s and 30s and then getting dismissed? Do I call it fire in the belly? Do I call it fat in the belly? What is it? Is it fitness versus skill exercise which is playing itself out in Rohit Sharma's case?
I mean, the fact that there is a fitness issue. I mean, the fact that entire world is talking about, there has to be something. Kuch to hai.
Dal mein hai kuch kala
kuch to hai. Because the way, that's not the Rohit Sharma we have known. He scored 200 runs and how many double centuries? You just see the numbers. It's staggering. And Rohit going there and playing that sort of a thing, obviously I'll question whether he's got that fitness like Virat Kohli to stay on the crease, because he's in a rush. He has limited time, and that's why he's playing that kind of shots. And then they talk about he has got a role to go and give a rousing start to the team. I know he did a phenomenal job in 2023 when he was playing for India, captaining India, took India to the final, only captain to take India to all the finals, ICC events.
Right.
Quite a remarkable achievement. But, there's a but. Rohit Sharma, what he did that time, he was winning matches for India in the league phase. Those matches we won, beating all the teams. That is not happening anymore. And he's scoring, and you've seen, if you see the trajectory of big legends like Sachin, when they are fading, they start scoring against Bangladesh. I'm not being sort of trying to show my disappointment there.
But that's natural. You see, there's also something called law of nature. But I just want
But the way he played against England, in Qatar, he got that 100.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal.
But I want to look at in this context of being fat versus not being fit enough. Our producers have actually pulled out this entire list of cricketers, right? You look at Raheem Cornwall, the Caribbean bowler, 6 feet 6 inches, 140 kgs. How do you describe him? In his first 13 matches, Cornwall made an impact with 250s, 32 wickets in 15 innings, including 2 5-wicket hauls at 140 kg with that height, right? I mean, I don't know what was the weight of Curtly Ambrose.
I'll only look at his revolution, the kind of revolution he gives to the ball. The way he got Virat Kohli out in the last time we toured the West Indies. He got Virat Kohli out. I mean, and the ball was a beauty. And the way it comes out of his palm, he's an artist. I mean, forget the weight. He's taken some wonderful catches. One of the catches I've seen, low catches, is actually he goes down and 100 catch, a return catch. He's a phenomenal. And fitness, that's fitness. That's cricket fitness I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When Virat was a captain, he started those yo-yo tests and all that, and it's all despaired. Ambati Raidu, you remember 2019, he was not taken because he was not fit enough, they said. He didn't clear the yo-yo test. Yuvraj Singh was shown the door. They told him to lose weight. All those literature happened in Indian cricket. So they are obsessed. I saw Rahul Dravid once having dal chawal, and the kind of rice he took, little bit, and then the rice and little of dal, and that was it. I was shocked to see that. I mean, how can you eat so less and be on the field for a 50-over game?
So what do you require? I mean, whether it's a 50-over game or a 5-day test match, are you suggesting that it's good to be fat? It's good to have a certain volume of fat in your body if you have to perform at a certain optimum level?
No, I'm not saying that. I mean, if your body can carry that,
Hmm.
As long as your skill set is not affected, I think you can have what you want to have. I mean, it's your choice. Virat Kohli has done created such a culture. Everyone is carrying a chef.
Hmm.
Even guys who are not playing in the 11.
They all have their own chefs.
Yeah, why do you have to carry a chef? I mean, Virat has started this culture. In fact, when we lost the Australia, and there was a huge backlash at home, and they said, okay, chef booking and all that, we can't do it in a bulk. You guys take care of it. So nothing has changed on ground zero. Chefs are still carrying on. They are going and serving food, cooking there. Chefs are staying together. All the chefs stay together. I mean, why you have to be so conscious about your food? I mean, you have to have a free mind. You're a cricketer.
Is it being done by Jay Shah? I mean, is the BCCI managing all this?
No. Players have to do it right now.
Individual exercise.
During Australian tour, it was all BCCI doing the bulk booking, and eventually the money was deducted from their daily allowances. Right? Okay. Now what has happened? Players will have to do it on their own, and they're doing it.
Because you look at, to go back into history, look at the great Mike Gatting, who simply swept us out of that 87 Reliance World Cup in India. David Boone. I remember neither Gatting nor Boone, they never wore a grill on their, like a visor on their helmets. They'd walk out, and I don't think the cricketing world has seen better batsmen, than the two of them.
I don't remember
wearing. Will we look at them as two people who were bulky with punches coming out? Will we look at them as that, or will we remember them for the outstanding cricket records which they
Of course, outstanding cricket record. I mean, Ranatunga, he would tap the ball and run singles smarter than any cricketer I've seen in my lifetime. Arvind De Silva, David Boone, he would initially get those, and that's the basic of the game. It was always you go there, get those ones and twos, settle down, and then start hitting fours and sixes. It was never like that first ball you hammer a bowler for a six. Cricket was never like that. It's changed so much. But it was all hard work.
But let me ask you the other contentious question, and let me reverse my own argument while I say about what I talk about. That you will be remembered for your skill and not for the volume of fat in your body. How much of this advertising revenue model, cricketers today, top international cricketers, are not just stars on the field; they're also stars off the field. So you got to look a certain way. You got to carry your body, your persona a certain way. Irrespective of what happens on a cricket field where there are 11 players, if the Indian team is in the field, you will see that more often than not, it will be Virat Kohli who's on the camera. Because that visual of Virat Kohli on the field, egging, and he's a champion player, no doubt about that. Absolutely. That works. So it's bad to be fat or sad to be slightly bulky today, because that may not make for a good ad film away from the cricket field? Is that why this has become such a contentious subject?
No, and the fact that Rohit Sharma, for instance, whatever Virat is doing, he wants to do that. And then they talk about Virat being so fit, he can continue playing for another 4 years.
Right.
Whereas Rohit can't because he's fat. That doesn't work. He has to score runs. He's not able to score runs. Whether you have a stomach, you have a big belly, small belly, doesn't matter. I mean, it's a good thing also.
But you've played cricket in the Nil, and you still continue to play cricket even at your young age that you speak about. Tell me when. So let's take Rohit Sharma as an example, right? India is now playing New Zealand this weekend in Dubai on the Champions Trophy final. If it has to be a sprint all the way to the boundary to prevent a four in a critical situation, would you lay your bet on Rohit Sharma to run fast enough in the outfield to prevent a boundary?
He's done that. He does it. I mean, if a catch goes between the wicketkeeper and the first slip, he's in the first slip generally. He runs for the ball. I mean, he does it. You can do it. Those short burst sprint, it's not possible. It's very much possible. It's nothing going to affect your. As long as Hindi mein kehte fepde mein jaan hona chahiye. That is the main thing. You have to run your singles hard. But I somehow feel Rohit is in a terrible rush when he's batting. I mean, why? I mean, there has to be some reason. There was a reason last year when England were traveling to India, and there were question marks about Rohit's fitness. It's been on for a long time. It's not a new thing to Indian cricket. And that time also Rohit batted the whole day and scored 100 against England, I remember. And it was tremendous stamina. It's not easy to bat.
I look at Inzamam Ul Haq, for instance, who got run out on several occasions in his career, and therefore it led to a question mark whether someone, and Inzamam was huge. I mean, I think he was taller than a Rohit Sharma, and he got run out on multiple occasions, and that led to this entire fiasco over the fitness levels of cricketers in Pakistan. Where would you place Rohit Sharma? I don't think that Rohit has been run out as often as an Inzamam Ul Haq. You're pointing out that Rohit can still do the sprints in
He
the
can, of
outfield.
course, but you know
So it
what?
would be a wrong comparison between the two.
And the fact that he's not scoring, all this talk is happening because he's not scoring consistently.
Hmm.
The fact that he got 31 runs from 3 test matches in Australia, the fact that he's not been able to score against big teams. Champions Trophy for us started with New Zealand match. In fact, we won New Zealand, we beat Australia. Now we are in the final. But Rohit probably is playing his last game. I don't know. I mean, I don't see him playing for India again after this, because you can't just play tests. You can't play test cricket because he's not going to be in the team for simple reasons that he dropped out of a test match.
Yes.
He's retired from T20, so only playing ODI cricket. I don't. And Shreyas Iyer is fit. Then again, we are coming back to the same thing. Shreyas Iyer is another cricketer who's only playing ODI cricket. He's not part of T20 regularly. He's not part of Test team.
But that's a separate debate. You know, I mean, there's politics, there's intrigue about Indian cricket team. The constructive way, the optimistic way to look at it is that we're blessed to have a cricket ecosystem where you have 11 players equally fit, equally agile, and equally skillful, perhaps who are not in the team. You know, and that tells you volumes about the giant strides which have been taken by the Indian cricket team. But lastly, Indrajit, this Sunday, Rohit Sharma taking the field, right, as captain, whether he wins or India loses, how will we remember Rohit Sharma? Has he done justice, you think, to his talent with all this phenomenal track record that he's got? Or do you think that we will remember him for all the unfortunate events which have happened, whether it was the Australian series and now this national outrage which kept on, you know, unfolding over the last few days about the level of his fitness?
Phenomenal white ball cricketer. I mean, Rohit Sharma is one of the best we have seen in the business, and thanks to MS Dhoni for pushing him up the order. He was a middle order batsman. If he would have been playing in the middle order, he wouldn't have been playing for India, and we wouldn't have seen this sort of Rohit Sharma. I mean, he was devastating the way he used to bat earlier. And I've spoken to the best of fast bowlers across the world, and they have only named one guy who has got so much time to play those short deliveries. Now, for Test cricket, I think he played. ज़्यादा खेल लिया थोड़ा लगता
So ज़्यादा खेल लिया. Well, that's why I feel that the best way to conclude this entire debate on fat versus fitness is to remember that famous Hindi song, काले हैं तो क्या हुआ, दिल वाले हैं, कोई बात नहीं, मोटे हैं तो क्या हुआ, skill वाले हैं. Remember these great cricketers for the skill, for the sheer entertainment, for the sheer flair that they've displayed for so long on a cricket field.